All right. Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today, and you know what that means.
That's right.
Some seriously fascinating stuff to unpack.
Always is. What are we looking at today?
Well, January 28th just passed.
Okay.
That was the feast day of Saint Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it got me thinking, what can this 13th century thinker teach us today, in the 21st century?
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big gap. Hundreds of years.
Exactly. So we dug up an article and an infographic all about Aquinas' advice for dealing with sadness. And let me tell you, some of this stuff is not what you'd expect.
Really? Like what? You've got me curious.
Oh, you'll see.
Yeah.
But first, I think it's important to acknowledge just how universal sadness is.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a part of the human experience. Everyone goes through it.
Exactly. And this article by Matt Fradd, he's a scholar of Aquinas, he nails it. He says, no matter how good we have it, all of us will experience sorrow in this life.
That's powerful.
And Aquinas recognized that too. He actually identified 4 different species of sorrow. I mean, he really broke it down.
Wow. 4 different kinds of sorrow. What are they?
So we've got pity.
Okay, pity. Makes sense. Sorrow for someone else's pain.
Exactly. Then there's anxiety.
Oh, anxiety. Yeah, the worry, the dread about what might happen.
Next up is envy.
Envy, that feeling when you're sad because of someone else's good fortune.
Right. And finally, we have torpor.
Torpor. Now that one's not as familiar. What's that all about?
Well, think of it like a sloth just hanging there.
Okay, I get it.
No energy, no enthusiasm, just kind of stuck.
I see. It's like a spiritual or emotional sluggishness.
Yeah, exactly. We might even call it burnout or languishing these days.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Aquinas had a deep understanding of all the different flavors of sadness. But what did he recommend for actually dealing with these feelings?
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. The infographic lays out 5 remedies.
All right, let's hear them.
Remedy number 1, indulge in something you like.
Wait, really? That's it?
That's what I thought too. Sounds a little too easy, right? Like, just go have fun.
Yeah, it does. There's got to be more to it.
Well, Aquinas was definitely onto something here. It's not just about mindless pleasure-seeking.
So it's more nuanced than that.
Absolutely. It's about intentionally doing things that bring you joy, things that nourish your spirit.
Okay, I see. Like a form of self-care.
Exactly. Give yourself permission to enjoy life's simple pleasures.
I can see how that could help shift your perspective when you're feeling down.
Right. It's all about getting out of that negative headspace.
Okay, so what's remedy number 2?
Number 2 is give yourself a good cry.
Oh, I like that one.
Right. Sometimes you just got to let it out.
Totally agree. Bottling up emotions never helps.
And Aquinas knew that.
Yeah.
He understood that expressing your emotions is healthy.
Yeah, it's a release. It lets you process those feelings instead of suppressing them.
Exactly. Okay. Moving on to number 3. This one is share your sorrow with a friend.
That makes sense. We're social creatures, right? Talking things out can help.
It really can. And for Aquinas, community was so important. He was a Dominican friar, remember? They lived in community.
Oh, right. So he would have understood the power of sharing your burdens.
Exactly. When you confide in someone you trust, it can really lighten the load. It's a reminder that you're not alone.
I can see that. It's like that saying, a problem shared is a problem halved.
Okay, remedy number 4 might seem a little more abstract. It's contemplate the truth.
Contemplate the truth. That's an interesting one. What does that even mean?
Well, Aquinas was a big believer in using reason. For him, contemplating truth meant engaging with those big questions about life and existence.
So it's about looking beyond the immediate problem.
Exactly. It's about seeking knowledge, exploring different perspectives.
I see. It's like trying to understand the bigger picture, even when you're feeling down.
Right. And, it's kind of like what we see in modern therapy, too.
Oh, how so?
Well, like cognitive behavioral therapy. It encourages you to examine your thoughts and beliefs.
Right, because those thoughts and beliefs can really influence our emotions.
Exactly. All right. Ready for the last remedy?
Hit me with it.
Rest and bathe.
All right, now that's a remedy I can get behind. Sign me up for a spa day.
Well, Aquinas probably wouldn't have said no to a relaxing bath.
Probably not, but I bet there's a deeper meaning here, too.
Of course. He was emphasizing the importance of taking care of your physical well-being.
Yeah, it makes sense. When you're exhausted and run down, it's harder to deal with everything else.
Exactly. Getting enough rest, taking care of your body, can really impact your mental and emotional state.
So it's all connected, the physical, emotional, intellectual.
Right. But we were talking earlier about a deeper spiritual dimension to Aquinas' thinking. And that's where his prayer comes in.
Oh yeah, the prayer of Saint Thomas Aquinas.
Would you mind reading it for our listeners?
Sure. It says, "Grant me, O Lord my God, a mind to know you, a heart to seek you, wisdom to find you, conduct pleasing to you, faithful perseverance in waiting for you, and a hope of finally embracing you."
Wow, that's beautiful.
It really is.
And, you know, it perfectly captures this idea of turning outward, seeking something beyond yourself.
Exactly. For Aquinas, true happiness was found in his relationship with God.
And this prayer is a beautiful expression of that.
I think even if you're not religious, you can still appreciate the sentiment.
Absolutely. It's about that universal longing for meaning and purpose.
And what I find so amazing is that Aquinas' remedies are so practical, anyone can try them.
Right. You don't need any special training or equipment.
It's just about incorporating these little things into your life.
So next time you're feeling down, maybe give one of these remedies a try. See what happens. Maybe even jot down your thoughts. You might be surprised at how much these simple actions can help.
It's a great way to connect with this ancient wisdom and see how it can work for you today.
Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure. See you next time.